Alrighty, we're live. Welcome everyone. Today I'm with the wonderful Mohammed. Thanks for coming.
Hello, thank you. Thank you so much for having me today.
Mohammed just landed a role. He'll be starting in January as an associate consultant at a company called Appian, which if you're kind of techie, you probably know who they are. Was it a week ago you got the offer?
Yeah, a week ago, yeah.
Awesome. And I guess today, the whole point of this episode is to break down exactly what you did. So people watching this, students, graduates, just job seekers in general who want to get an awesome job can learn a lot and copy the steps to hopefully get some results too. Talk us through where you were in September. What was life like? What was the job search like?
All of us graduates and job seekers in general are like usually very stressed during that time period, especially when you're applying to lots of jobs and most of them you're not getting replies, or if you do, they're all rejection emails. And I was basically landing no interviews. So before in the past, I would just like the volume was always there, applying to like so many jobs, but I didn't have like a good strategy essentially. And yeah, essentially during September, I was just sitting there and I was sort of contemplating. I'm like, oh, I'm applying for so many jobs. I think I started with Nicole and we sort of did like the maths. It was like over 1,000 easily, and there was like not even one interview from them, from one of those job applications. And that's when I reached out to you guys, because that's sort of what we figured out that sure, I have like the volume and the mentality there of like just getting a lot of the work done, but there was no strategy behind it. I was just brute forcing it. So, you just wake up in the morning, you look at your emails and you just see rejection, 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 rejection from everywhere. Yeah, you can get to a lot of people's, heads, and you're just like, oh, I really thought I was going to get this one, or I really like this one, thought I was going to get it. Why did they reject it? You just feel so sad, and you just feel like, there's like this feeling that you've done something wrong there, or maybe you were just not the fit, but it was mainly just our approach and how we were actually applying for these jobs was actually not the correct way, essentially. And there are more effective methods and they're like more effective ways to sort of reach out to people at these companies and get these amazing jobs.
What are you going to be doing as an associate consultant at Appian?
Appian's a great company. They sort of specialize in like automating and making existing workflows in businesses more efficient. And as an associate consultant, my role would be as someone who's very involved in tech side, designing projects to help these businesses while also communicating with these businesses and clients and understanding what their needs are, what the specifics of the projects are, what is realistically possible during the time frame of the project as well as the budget. It's a really great role. It's a lot of sort of, I guess, business analysis type sort of end where you're directly interacting with clients while also having the technical side where you code solutions for them and you implement it and you sort of test it and you try to make their existing workflow more efficient or in fact automated. So yeah, I was like really happy when I finally landed the role. So it was like it was a dream come true. So the training is actually sending us to the US to their headquarters for sort of training, teaching us the Appian platform and how to use it. And once the training is complete, then they're gonna put us onto projects then. So yeah, it's very exciting. So you sort of learn everything and then we just get straight into practical then. So very looking forward to that, very excited.
And so you kind of went from struggling a bit to getting this amazing kind of like a dream role, really.
Yeah.
And I guess the transformation took maybe like, well, less than 2 months, like a bit over a month, something like that. So I think what people are wondering is, okay, what were the shifts you made? What were the changes you made to who you were, your approach, how you spent your time?
Yeah, I think the number one shift was, and this is something Nicole pointed out as well in our first call, was I was just sort of going around and throwing my resume. I wasn't tailoring my resumes or my cover letter. I wasn't making it specific to the company and what value I can provide to them and why I'm a fit, essentially. So they weren't personalized. There was no personality to it. It was like, just like a bot just sending out resumes left, right, and center. So that was the biggest thing. And while my Appian offer was not through this, the way I'm about to discuss right now, I think this approach is more, it was like an approach I sort of learned, which you guys taught amazingly. And I think is something that used for future job searches as well. And overall, just to connect with more people. And that was, reaching out to people on LinkedIn and, DMing them, asking for coffee chats and sort of, providing value or getting like an insight or doing something where you can initiate that chat, a quick coffee chat. And then from there, sort of turn that cold lead, I guess, or that cold sort of individual there into like a warm one. And then you can sort of then finally provide the ask and be like, if you guys had any opportunities for this role, that would be awesome, So while my Appian one was not there, it was a generic application. I think once I learned that, I felt that was the more effective one. I just got lucky with the Appian application there. And sort of like just like a stat for people is around over 1,000 people applied for the Appian one on LinkedIn alone. I applied to LinkedIn and they only hired 3 people from those over 1,000. So it really just goes to show that these job applications that are on like job sites are like super, super competitive, and getting in them is like, insanely hard. So I was really lucky. And I think the more effective approach was definitely the reaching out to people, connecting with them, getting those coffee chats in, and tailoring your resumes for the specific role and identifying why you want to work at this company in this role, what value you can provide, and just add that personality to it, make it specific to yours. So I think those were like the main things that when I improved those, I saw like a huge success in my job applications as well. And obviously be very targeted, know exactly what role at what company and why, and really think about the why. Like, why do you want to work here? Why do they need you? What is it that you can do that no one else can? And that's really what they look for. Even once you get an interview offer, that's what they actually sort of look for. They're like, why is it this person? Sort of tell us why no one else can do what you can do. So you want that to be conveyed in your job application, in your outreach as well, when you're reaching out to others in those specific companies for those specific roles. So that's really sort of the best way to really get those jobs very early, like in a small time frame as well. Like, people would be shocked how quick and how effective these techniques are.
Yeah, that's very powerful. And I think a lot of people hear this advice and they think they're implementing it, but they're really not.
Yeah.
And I think they also underestimate how easy and quick it is for hiring managers to kind of just see through your application and understand this person doesn't really know what we do here, and they clearly aren't that interested.
Yeah, exactly. Hiring managers can see right through it. Like, if they see, even though you may personally, because obviously, you're applying for jobs and you're looking for a job, like a dream job that you're really passionate about. But if your application does not reflect that, or your approach or your outreach does not reflect that, then they'll just see right through it and they'll be like, even though that may not be the case. So that's why you want to really make sure you get those as targeted and as personalized as possible. And yeah, then, it'll just stand out, because a lot of people, I guess 99% of people are just sitting there clicking easy apply, So if you're part of the 1% who actually puts in a lot of effort and, tries to reach out to people working at the company, or, makes a more targeted and better job application overall, then that's where you see the real benefits, and you can get quick results then as well.
100%. And I think actually, although it looks really competitive from the outside, I think a lot of employers right now are asking, where is the good talent? Because there's a very small number of people who actually want that job, understand what it is, actually care, and are putting in the effort. It's so funny that the job seekers are thinking one thing, there's too many people applying, it's too competitive. And then the employers are saying, we can't find the right people.
Yeah.
And I think people, they underestimate how important this part is. It seems really wishy-washy, right? Like, oh, you have to figure out what you really want and target the right jobs and ask why, but it makes such a huge difference.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I think the placement of like the bulletproof mindset, along with sort of the next section where we were sort of figuring out the top companies we want to actually apply to, according to our skills and interests and passions, as well as like the specific roles, were very important. I think it's great having those as the first thing, because then when you actually know what you're passionate about and what roles you actually want to do and work in for a long time, then it just makes it so much easier, and you can put, all that personality and, your individual strengths and quirks into those applications and those outreach. And when the hiring manager sees that, that's the biggest green flag for them. Like, what else do they want? They see someone who, puts the company first. They really care. They really want it. They show they're passionate, and that's where they're like, awesome, this is the one. And then that's how you get the interviews. And then again, in the interviews, you again show that a bit more. You show you're really passionate. Show up 15 minutes before time. Sit there all ready, overdress, and yeah, they see it and they're like, awesome, this is the one. So this is actually hilarious. In all of my interviews, I was in like a full suit, whereas everyone else was like in a t-shirt or like, a polo shirt, whatever. My final interview was with a VP, and he was in like a sweater and I was in like a suit. So he was able to see that passion there. Essentially, he's like, oh yeah, he's put an effort. I was in the calls like 15 minutes earlier. So yeah, it's really, if you can really think about what you want to do and where you want to work and where you want to apply those skills, it makes it way easier. And that way you're just more naturally more passionate about it. And then they see it. It's authentic then. So they can see it, and that's where you sort of shine, essentially.
What would you say was the part of the program which helped you the most? Like, what was the most valuable bit?
The most valuable bit for me was definitely like the whole team, like how much you guys supported me. Like, I remember when I got the interview, I reached out to Nicole, then I reached out to you as well. And, obviously, you being the founder and having this sort of personal client and, founder sort of relationship as well is absolutely incredible as well. And I was like really inspired by that as well, And, you reached out and, sort of set things up with Arnav and then Cyan, and, Mary also helped out, and Nicole. So, everyone just working and sort of supporting me the whole way through this process as well was absolutely incredible. And then, you trying to support me in other ways with other offers and applications as well was absolutely incredible. So I think the biggest thing for me was having that strong team and a lot of people who are supporting me, and, you guys being really genuine and really caring for us graduates as well. And I really felt that. So I really appreciated you guys, you know, going out of your way, keeping in contact, getting things done, making sure any assistance, Mary as well. After the interview, she's like, is there anything else we can do to help out as well? And Nicole as well, everyone. So it was absolutely incredible. And I think having that one-on-one support with you guys really helped out, because then I got like a lot of guidance. I got a lot of guidance for you and insight from you for the interviews as well. And then Arnav as well, gave me a lot of insights, and Cyan as well. And, just having all this advice from so many people, and especially from people who are experienced in landed roles such as Arnav, Cyan as well. So it's absolutely incredible. And yeah, even the Cyan one, like I didn't even expect that, you would go get someone who's already a consultant in the same field. And, I got the message and the email as well. I was like, oh my God, wow, you guys over delivered there as well. And that was absolutely incredible. So yeah, that one-on-one support and you guys being there for me was, I think, really, really helpful for me, and really was really the main thing that helped me a lot. So thank you so much for that.